Hey guys, today I'm going to review another panty dropping 10 out of 10 designer fragrance, Acqua Di Gio Absolu. So again, another thank you to Phil Lancaster, who sent me this along with 1 Million Lucky, and I think he sent me something else as well. You guys know I'm not going to buy these new designer fragrances, so luckily someone sent me these for free. So I'm going to review this one too. So what do I get from the opening of Acqua Di Gio Absolu? Right off the top, I get a very citrusy, clean, slightly musky smell. It smells like freshly cleaned clothes in a way with a citrusy pop. The opening does smell pretty good. It's nothing that is going to blow you away. It's nothing that you haven't necessarily smelled before in one way or another, but it is a very pleasant smell. So how does this smell compare to the original Acqua Di Gio and Profumo and Essenza, which I own all of them? Pretty much nothing alike. This smells nothing like those. This more goes in the direction of this right here, Invictus Aqua 2016 or 2018, doesn't really matter. That's what this one goes in the direction of scent wise, at least to me. So as this starts to dry down, I start to pick up on a little bit more of a woody and slightly earthy type of smell too. There's woody notes, there's patchouli, there's tonka bean. I don't necessarily pick up on the tonka bean all that much, but I do get the patchouli, which is giving it that green and earthy smell along with the woods. After it's also started to settle down, I do pick up on a little bit of like a marine, slightly salty, aquatic smell. And overall, that kind of should give you an idea of what it is. It's a citrusy marine fragrance with some earthy woods kind of underneath, which gives it a little bit of depth. Overall, it does smell really nice. I mean, it doesn't smell bad by any means, but kind of going back to what I said earlier about 1 Million Lucky, nothing that's going to blow you away. In my opinion, with this release, they are targeting the younger crowd. Like Profumo was more for, a mature guy. It is more dressed up smelling, more mature smelling. This one takes it in a completely different direction, kind of going back to that playful, fun type of scent DNA rather than a more mature and serious type of scent. And yes, it does smell kind of similar to Invictus Aqua. I'm not saying they're identical by any means, but that was the first kind of comparison that I came to when I first smelled Absolu. I did compare it to Invictus Aqua. So yes, it is similar. Are they exactly the same? No, they're not, but there is definitely a similarity there, and I think that they were pretty heavily inspired by this if I had to guess. So when could you wear this one? Talking about seasons and things like that, definitely a spring and summer fragrance. I would say that is really about it. I mean, you could wear it in the fall, you could wear it in the winter. And what's kind of weird is when you look at the actual bottle of this, it's got like a wooden cap, and the actual fragrance color itself is like a darker color. So you would think it would be like more of a darker fall and winter fragrance, but it's really not. It's fruity, it's bright, it's marine, citrusy, definitely a spring and summer fragrance. But like with anything, you could wear it year round if you're in a climate controlled area, but talking just about season wise, if I had to put, a definitive answer to it, definitely a spring and summer fragrance. Now talking about occasions, when would you wear this? Definitely a casual, fun fragrance. Again, going to parties or going to the mall or whatever the case may be, just casual stuff when you're dressed down, like in a t-shirt and shorts, like in the spring and summer. That's really when you would wear this one the most, because again, it does have that very fun, playful type of smell. It doesn't smell like Profumo does, where it's mature. It's got like a darker edge. This one's very bright, it's very fruity, and it just overall has a fun, playful, laid back type of smell. Talking about like age range and things like that, in my opinion, more targeted for younger people. But again, like with anything, you could wear it at any age. But again, if you're familiar with Invictus Aqua, people says it smells like, a teenager and blah, blah, blah. That's kind of what I get from this as well. So I think they were targeting the younger crowd with this one. Not that that's an issue. I'm just saying, that's what I pick up on when I smell it. So talking about performance, it performs decently on my skin. I get about 6 or 7 hours of longevity. Projection, it pushes out okay. It's nothing that is too strong. I would say it's a little bit below average projection wise. That's not necessarily a bad thing. That's just kind of what it does off of my skin. Again, the results are going to vary a little bit because I'm wearing it out of a sample, not the bottle. So it's always going to vary a little bit, but generally speaking, so far after I've been testing it on my skin, longevity, like I said, 6 to 7 hours, so that's all right. projection a little bit below average, but that's not a huge deal. Overall, who do I think should buy this? I think if you are just getting into collecting and you're wanting to pick up something that maybe you're a college student, maybe you're a high school student, you're wanting to pick up something that's going to be very versatile that you can wear pretty much whenever to school, something that's going to get you compliments and things like that, I would think this would be a great buy. However, if you have more of an established collection already, you own quite a bit of fragrances, really, I find it hard to recommend that you necessarily go out and buy this one unless you really like the scent. Like, for example, again, going back to Invictus Aqua, if you already have Invictus Aqua, I feel like you don't really need this. That's just my opinion. Again, if you like the smell, some people may like the smell of this over Invictus Aqua. They are different. They do share similarities. They aren't exactly the same. But generally speaking, it kind of does the same thing that Invictus Aqua does and that a lot of the other newer releases do. They're just something that's easy to wear that you throw on and that's going to smell good. So again, it's hard for me to recommend that you buy this if you already have quite a bit of fragrances in your collection. But again, if you just are starting to build your collection, you're looking for something again that's going to be a good versatile spring and summer fragrance, then yeah, this would be a great pickup for that. So let's go and touch on price really quickly. From what I know, I don't think it's on discounters yet. I may be wrong. So retail pricing is going to be the average, like probably $90 or so for, you know, these types of fragrances at Macy's and at retail price. Would I recommend you pay that price? Nah, I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, again, if you really like the scent, then by all means go for it. But for me, I wouldn't pay that price. With that being said, you might be able to find it, you know, on Facebook groups for a better price. eBay might have it for a better price as well, depending on where you look, as long as you're getting something authentic. So I think you can get it a little bit cheaper than retail price if you are looking for it. But generally speaking, the price at retail, I don't think it's worth it. You could go out and buy something like Invictus Aqua that is at discounters and that is cheaper, and it'll get, generally speaking, it'll get the same thing done. So overall, do I think it's blind buy safe? It is, in the sense that it smells really good and it's kind of hard to dislike, but it's not in the fact that for a lot of people, it's not going to do anything for you. Most likely, it's probably going to bore you, and you're probably going to be questioning, oh, why did I blind buy this? Because it's boring and it's nothing new. So it's a yes and no. If you're okay with buying it and being fully aware that it is going to be generic and that it does smell like a lot of other fragrances, then yeah, it's blind buy safe. But again, if you are expecting something that is new and something different, it's not going to be. So I wouldn't recommend that you blind buy it, especially at the price that it's at right now. So the final thing I have to talk about in this review, the compliments. Compliments! Compliments! Compliments, guys. How many compliments does this fragrance get? You already know. This fragrance gets so many compliments. If you wear this with nobody around, you will still get compliments from yourself. If you wear this in a room with 1,000 people, 987 people will compliment you when you're wearing Acqua Di Gio Absolu. No, this review is not sponsored by Acqua Di Gio. It's not. But this is a compliment magnet. It's a radiating sexy machine of panty-dropping compliment-getting material right here. But in all seriousness, guys, will this get you compliments? Of course it's going to get you compliments. It's a new designer fragrance released this year. That's what this is going to do, so no worries there. Will it get you more compliments than this? I don't know. It might. Maybe. But it's going to get you compliments. It doesn't smell bad. It smells good. People are going to like it. If you wear it in the summer when it's going to be popping off your skin, it's going to do great. So compliments, yes, this will get you compliments. And of course, that is contingent on the fact that you are carrying yourself in a way where you will get compliments. I've touched on this in another video, but there's a lot more to it to get compliments than just the actual fragrance itself. Than the actual fragrance itself. You have to be dressed well, or in this case, dressed appropriately, casually, I would say. So there are a lot of other things that go into getting compliments. I've talked about it before. I'm not going to get into it in this video. I actually did a video on that you could check out up there if I remember to link to it. So yes, in general, this will be a compliment getter. But again, there are tons of other compliment getters out there that you can choose over this one. So this isn't like the end all be all. You have to buy this if you want compliments, as there's a hair floating around. I'm just saying that for the price, there are cheaper ones that can get you compliments. so don't feel the need to go out and buy this at retail or close to retail just because it may get you compliments. Like I said, tons of other good compliment getters out there. So I think that wraps everything up for the most part. That is my review on Acqua Di Gio Absolu. If you guys have tried this one, let me know what you think down below. And that's going to do it. So if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I post. And that's going to do it for this review, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.